What up, though? Good evening and welcome to another episode of Notoriously Opinionated. It's your man, Scrap Low. And we're going to be getting into it tonight. We're going to be getting into it tonight. Tonight we're talking about a few things for real. First up, we're going to talk about what would happen. We're gonna start off with kind of like one of the what ifs, right? What if you took 6 months to focus on and work on you? What if you took 6 months to focus on and work on you? What would happen, right? Next up, we're gonna freestyle. We're gonna talk about these relationships, right? We're gonna talk about relationships, and we're going to hit on a couple of topics in regards to relationships and the things that make up relationships, things that make a good relationship, and then the things that make up what you keep hearing about on social media, what makes a toxic relationship. Then we're going to talk about this Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight, right? Mike Tyson and Jake Paul is about to fight here in a couple of months. And so we're gonna tap in and we're gonna see what the people think about that, right? Okay, hold on, bro. I am out waiting for it. Got you. All right. Now, let me hit this disclaimer real quick. Boom. Why I keep popping on and off. Disclaimer. The thoughts and notorious opinions expressed on Notoriously Opinionated are the views and opinions of Notoriously Opinionated and not its individual members. These views may strike a negative or a positive chord in you, but whatever shoe falls, put it on and wear it. Dig that. All right. Let's tap on into it, man. First off, let's get a roll call going on. You know what I'm saying? So I got my homeboy on the show tonight. Hey, so another slight thing. It was supposed to be a few of us on here tonight, right? But we had technical difficulties with a few of the fellas. Hopefully they tap in a little later on. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they tap in a little later on and let us know what's going on. But right now it's me and the homie. So go ahead and introduce yourself, homeboy. Let the people know who you is, what they need to know about you. You know what I mean?
I'm Dope Boy Butcher.
Dope Boy Butcher. Oh, he went back to Dope Boy Butcher. No, he didn't go back to Dope Boy Butcher. No, he didn't go back to Dope Boy Butcher. Hey man, for real, that name was for real just between us. You know what I mean? That was a name between me and you. That's Dope Boy Butcher, boy.
Dope Boy Butcher.
Well,
nah,
if you're going back to Dope Boy Butcher, I gotta go back to La Poeta.
La Poeta. Hey. But my professional name is Mr. Scott. You know, I got a few PhDs in life, you know what I mean? And shit, I'm here to express my opinion tonight.
Your notorious opinion, though.
My notorious opinion. Yes, sir.
All right, man. So, what's up to the homie PJ, man? I don't know what the hell is going on with your I'm gonna try this one more time, PJ. I'm gonna try this one more time. All right, we're gonna try this one more again. See if it do what it do. Let me know if you get that, PJ. If you do, just link on in, tap on in. All right. All right, man. So let's we got the roll call. We'll anybody else tap in, man. We'll get them on in here. But man, what's going on with you? What's the deal? How's life?
Man, I'm just trying to get my business started, trying to utilize these LLCs and get all these SBA loans that we supposed to get. So that's just my task right now.
What's up, cuz? That's my cousin that just tapped in. So you got some LLCs popping. You got some
got my law books. Of course, I'm a voracious reader, so I got my. If they tell me about it, I'm gonna figure it out. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's one thing about me and you though, cause you can't tell us nothing. You can't teach us nothing, cause you can't teach us nothing. You teach us something, boy. It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's very few to care, David.
Yeah, you teach us something, boy. It's a wrap. We gonna take it and run with it.
I done forgot more shit than most people will ever know.
I swear to God. You know what I'm saying? Like we have been like he said, voracious readers, but we are also lifelong learners. You know what I'm saying? We are lifelong learners. So like this dude here though, man, this is like one of my day ones. You know what I'm saying? Like he coming across a whole field, something wrong with scrap. You know what I'm saying? I done seen him do it. You did. So, and it was always reciprocal. But
it's good that you out. It's good that you out and on a positive platform. To reconstruct the image of the black man around here. You did.
No, real talk. Finally, this. Hey man, through fucking with you, man. You know what I mean? With your janky ass emails.
What's up? No, they work.
All right, man. We halfway through the check-in, but now we got to go back to roll call because your ass just showed up. Now you sideways. Oh, okay, there we go. Nah, it flipped.
Come on, man.
It flipped. Right. Nah, you good right there. Good right there. All right.
I still can't see,
man. Tell the people who you are. Tell the people who you are and what you got going on.
Oh man, PJ. I'm just chilling, man. I ain't doing nothing. Came in and hang out with the fellas for a little bit.
Man, it's my guy too, man. That's my guy too. That was my shortstop. He was my outfielder. My freaking point guard. You know what I mean? He did a few things together. Yeah. All right, so let's recap. First up, right? Off the flip, we doing this. What would you do if you had 6 months to just work on you, to just focus on you? That means you ain't got to focus on no girlfriend, no family, no kids, no nothing. You got 6 months, right? What would happen if you focused on you for 6 months? If you worked on you for 6 months, like in 6 months, how would your life be better? How would it be more productive, right? Demon, kick it out.
Well, like I alluded to, I'm on these trying to get this LLC thing going on, and get these SBA loans going because the Congress said we be entitled to those monies for small businesses, because small business is the wheel that keeps the motherfucking wagon going, you know, so to speak. So in 6 months, I should be at least, you know, got 500,000 and a couple businesses going on. So yeah, I just that's what I would do for the 6 months. Just focus on how I could get all of this stuff established, you know, so I can create a trust and a trust for my kids and stuff, and create a living will, a living trust, so that I can have my own financial institution. And you know, at the end of the 6 months, we ought to be able to go on and kick back and go on and celebrate.
Dig that. What would be so that's the business focus, right? That's the business focus right there. What would you work on in regards to you?
What I would work on personally,
yeah.
As loquacious as I am, I feel like that I'm really lacking in my communication skills, or that I need to up the ante. You know, that I need to up the ante as far as not being caught up in emotional thinking, as more as rational thinking. When I do find myself in situations that do invoke emotions, that I still have to figure out how to be rational about it, so that I don't get caught up in an emotional whirlwind.
Facts. We absolutely cannot allow emotions to overthrow our intellect. And I know I've been a victim of that in the past. I had a fairly quick temper when I was younger, you know, and cats that's running into me now would never know that, because like I'm the calmest, most peaceful cat you could run into nowadays. You did, but if you'd have caught me when I was younger,
yeah, you know how to get some marinade and some sun on you to get to that level, and it's a progress. Even though you got to that level, it's still a progress to maintain that, because like I say, once you run into a situation, a circumstances where it's going to test your mettle, then you have to see, okay, have I really learned, and am I able still to keep learning and adapt to the situation and overcome the situation, as opposed to, you know, it's easy to succumb to emotions and easy to be angry and easy, you know, to lash out, you know, but is we going to be able to, you know, say, hey, this ain't really manly type behavior here.
Facts. All right, P Jizzle, man. So if you had what would happen? Because this is how I want to pose the question. What would happen if you had 6 months to focus on and work on you? What would happen?
Shoot, I'd be a better father. I'd be a better brother, son. You know, it'd give me a chance to just kind of see who I really am. You know, when you ain't focusing all the outside other stuff, you know, you kind of lose sight on certain things that are important, that mean a lot to you. That just gives me a chance to kind of see who I am again, and let you focus on the reality of like what really matters, and not the materialistic stuff, not the gossip, not the drama, just the stuff that you should be cherishing and taking, you know, pride in right now. And I think that's the main thing is to help me with.
Yeah. Now, focusing on the things that you just named, I completely agree. You know what I mean? Like, we have to find those things that are lacking. You know what I'm saying? If we lacking in our business acumen, then we have to lock in on that. If we feel like we lacking as a brother or a son or a friend, you know what I'm saying, we gotta lock in on that. But I think, and I went over this a couple of episodes ago about what's more important, and one of the homies was asking about that on Facebook probably about a week ago, it was like you know, got a girl, family. The two was colliding. I guess it was something that was going on at the same time, and he had to choose between, you know, hanging out with his girl and hanging out with his family, and, you know, had to try to figure that out. And it was like, man, you know, what's more important, you know, somebody I just met or family, you know. And throughout the whole, I'm reading the comments, and a lot of the homies was like family until it got to mine, and it was like, well, hold on, you know what I mean? Like, hold on, what if his family ain't shit? You know, what if his family, when he was struggling, was like, fuck you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then is it still supposed to see? That's our knee-jerk reaction. That's what society keeps telling us to say. But you got a lot of people's family that ain't family. You know what I'm saying? Like some of us have friends that are just as close, if not closer, than a lot of family we got.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I know dudes that got father figures that's closer to them than fathers. I know dudes that got friends that's closer to them than their brothers, like blood, sanguine related brothers. You know what I'm saying? You got dudes that, you know what I'm saying, all y'all shared is I mean, y'all might have shared blood together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might have had to sweat duking it out with some other cats. You know what I'm saying? It might have been some battlefield shit, you know. And a lot of times that might reign true, you know. So all that is cool, but I think I'm on some like if I didn't have to worry about nothing, you know, life would just be peaceful as fuck for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have just imminent fucking peace, because, and this is no knock against nobody, but I'm so used to being by myself that I'm used to, and I'm not an introvert. You know what I'm saying? People think that when they hear talk like this that you are introvert, but just because you like being by yourself don't mean you an introvert, because I'm a social goddamn butterfly. I can just do it by myself.
And you know, let me piggyback on that, because that really kind of stem off into like our next topic. I think that's a part of the relationship dynamics that women want to be romantic all the time, and men sometimes just want to have space. And people don't understand, you know, how important that, you know, solitude is a good thing in moderation, because anything too much is detrimental. So, you know, women get it misconstrued that, oh, he's being standoffish, he's got an attitude, or he's being aloof, and all of those type of things. And that ain't the case at all. I just want my space so that I can, you know, be in my space and, you know, help me to be at full balance. You know what I mean? Because I'm not dealing with other issues, you know. Yeah.
I mean, them is facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've told my woman and other women, you know, since this reality really hit me, that men just want to be left alone. We just don't want to be lonely. You know what I'm saying? And there's a difference. Like, if it's
a difference between being alone and being lonely.
There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. I want to be left the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? Leave me the
right.
If I could just get this through her head, just leave me the fuck. But when women hear this, they mean they hear oh, you don't want to ever spend time with me. Well, I mean, it's not that I don't never want to spend time with you, but it's kind of difficult if you are with somebody that you don't have a lot of things in common with outside the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, if everything you got in common is in the bedroom and you really don't have a lot in common out of the bedroom, then what the fuck do you want to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, if God just magically just took away your pussy, right? if you had a fatal pussy accident, you know what I'm saying? Like, what would you do to keep me? Most women will be quiet as a motherfucker,
Right.
Because they don't know. They wouldn't know what they would do without they pussy. You know what I'm saying? To keep they man.
And I think that goes back to them not knowing they man, and that goes back to them not really listening to they man, because they always want to be heard and they want to put themselves at the center, but they ain't really trying to understand and learn they man, so that, oh, okay, when he quiet, I know that he ain't really tripping. That's just how he is. He just in his little space, you know. And I know not to go into the space until he come out, and then it'll be a cordial interaction. You know what I mean?
Right. What you think, P. Jizzle?
You know, I agree with you because I've been going through that. So if anybody knows that better, it's you. You know, with my situation, but you know, it's also just like you just said, like some of your friends is more family than your family. You know, like, you know, when I got out hanging out with the fellas, like, I was doing great. But as soon as I did what she wanted to do, relax, you know, oh, I want you to stay home, but you still in the room playing on your TikTok, while I'm still just sitting in the living room by myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, when it comes to that aspect, what you just saying, it goes past the bedroom. It comes to, you know, having that connection outside the bedroom. I don't care, you put on a little Denver jersey for me or something, you know, make me feel special. That doesn't mean that we vibing on that level. You know, you got to be on the same page outside the bedroom. You got to spend time doing stuff that we like to do, but also you still got to give us our space because we don't want to be smothered. We're not used to being smothered, for one.
Right.
You know, and yeah, like, I agree with you.
Hey, man, off topic real quick. We gonna get right back on topic, but off topic real quick. I just realized that I'm outnumbered. There's 2 motherfucking Broncos fans on here with me. How the hell did I do that?
Smart guy.
And the Nuggets finna win again.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
But we're gonna be civil. We ain't gonna act like those Kansas Cityans when we win. We're gonna be civil, keep our city in order, celebrate and go home.
Ain't you the one that told me last? Ain't you the one told me when the Nuggets won, y'all had an active shooter? You told me that when the Nuggets won, y'all had an active shooter. Stop the cap, man.
Hey, but the active shooter, hey, that was like it's like 6 blocks away. Didn't have nothing to do with that, man.
Yeah,
you don't know that.
Wrong place, wrong time, bro.
He was just sitting there because we won.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
It wasn't at the parade.
Hey, man,
it wasn't at the parade.
You don't know what his intentions were. You don't know what was in his heart. You dig? And don't blame these young dumb motherfuckers in Kansas City because they don't know how to control their emotions.
Ah, man.
Emotional
dumb.
Ass little
dumb is an understatement. Hey, this generation is dumb is an understatement for this generation. This just I don't even know what to say about these young people.
Like understatement of the. All right,
all
right. So let's go.
They always want to get hot on something.
Nah, real talk.
Man.
All right, let's hop back real quick. When PJ said the Denver jersey, that made me think, and I had to, you know, I had to work the room. I had to see the room. You know what I'm saying? I had to know my audience, and I realized that I'm outnumbered. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but wait a minute. I'm not outnumbered because we got more championships than y'all. So I'm kind of not outnumbered because our 4 rings, 1, 2, 3, 4, outnumber y'all 2.
3.
Y'all got 4 rings? Y'all got 4 rings?
total.
Get it right, man.
We got 4 total.
Three.
When y'all
we got
was
4
still
total.
when y'all was still the Cowboys or something?
All of them was Kansas City Chiefs. Len Dawson, baby. Len Dawson got the first one. Pat just got 3.
Hey,
Pat got 3. Len Dawson's 1.
We got 3.
Okay,
just like Pat.
We got 3 too. We got 4 too. Hold on now. We
Y'all
got
ain't
4
got no
too.
4 rings. Y'all ain't got no
Shit.
4 rings.
Elway won 3 and Peyton won 1. That's 4, ain't it?
Elway won 2. Stop. Elway won 2. Peyton won 1. Y'all got 3. Stop.
God, we went back to back. Okay, my fault.
Y'all went back to back.
Yeah,
Y'all
we just
got
went
2.
back. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Hold on. We did too. We did too. We in line for 3-peat. Anyway, we ain't even doing that. We ain't doing that. You know what I mean? All right. So going back though, I think a lot of women spend so much time trying to look for a good man. They're more focused on finding a good man than they are focused on being a good woman. You know what I'm saying? You got so many women that's focused on trying to find a husband that they completely overlook what it is to be a good wife. And the first thing you gotta have is that connection with your man, preferably your best friend, that turns into a marriage. But a lot of women bypass that part and they like, well, I look good, the sex is gonna be good, and I'm not cheating on him, I'm doing him right, you know what I'm saying? So everything is fine. But then it's not, because you only wanted the good man, and it never crosses some women's minds that maybe that good man, maybe that man that you've been dreaming for, you've been wishing for, this perfect ass man that you think is perfect, you know what I'm saying? It might be that he might want the perfect woman. What happens then? You know what I'm saying? You just focused on wanting a good man, but you was never focused on being a good woman, and then it starts to collapse.
Well, I think that first, the good man issue is unrealistic because of the expectations that a woman put on a good man. You got to have X, Y, Z, this, that, and the third, and that projection doesn't line up with reality. And when that doesn't line up with reality, then that's where the communication has to come in. Okay, well, you ain't exactly what I wanted or what I thought. So let's work on this little aspect that I have an issue with, and we'll work on the aspect that you have an issue with me, and that's how it's supposed to grow through that type of a platform, as opposed to just you're not good enough, or now I understand that it's red flags. A red flag is different than an idiosyncrasy that I can deal with. A red flag is like, oh no, you just totally detrimental for me. But an idiosyncrasy is like, you might want to brush your teeth at 2:00 in the morning, and you know what I mean. I could deal with that, but the red flag, I wouldn't be able to deal with, and that's where they come in. That's where it come into play, where you got to be able to communicate and understand your partner. People really don't try to understand each other. They just try to fix each other. You know what I mean? Especially as men, we'll hear a woman's problems, and the first thing in our head is, okay, well, let's try to solve the problem, because that's what we do, is solve problems, instead of trying to just listen to her, let her vent. Like, okay, whatever she's saying, let me take with a grain of salt and not personalize it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that is a lot of what we do. But it's kind of wrapped up in our DNA to fix something. But I think that part goes to the communication of the couple. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's up, son?
Right.
KP on there. So I think all that goes to the communication between the couple. Like, if we don't know, hey, I'm just venting right now. You know, I just need you to listen. I don't necessarily. It's nothing like I swear I don't have a problem with you telling me that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if my woman tell me that I just need to vent right now, I don't. It's nothing that I necessarily need you to fix. I just need you to listen. I'm a good listen. It was my job to listen. I'm an active listener. I can listen. I listen. You know. So I would have no problem with that, but that goes towards communication.
Yeah, you know, communication is an art that has to be practiced. And I just was, Scrap. I think that you're a pretty eloquently spoken individual. You know, you got a very commanding vernacular. But I met this man that can out-talk both me and you that I used to work for. And I told him, I said, I don't know where you learn how to communicate so effectively, but I told him, I said, you check us in such a way that I sit around and say, damn, did he just check me or what? Like, you know, and I used to tell him all the time that that's the type of level of communication that I want to get to. You know, I'll be able to learn verbal judo so that I can block that shit from my feelings, you know, block it from my feelings, right, and keep it over here in my rational so that I don't have an emotional reaction. And, you know, that's, you know, communication is, you know, is something that you got to practice. Just like listening is something that you got to practice. You said you're an active listener. So that means that you practice, you know, and people just don't practice that. People just talk and as they talk, and they already formulating the next thought, as opposed to, well, let me see where they really coming from. Let me dig off into these emotions that they pouring out, you know. And we just don't take the time to do that. We just hear what's going on. We hear that vibration, and we feel like, oh, let me respond to the vibration. You know what I mean? And then, I wasn't even talking about that, and that, because we wasn't really listening we wasn't listening to understand. We was listening just, oh, okay, I can figure out how to fix it. You know what I mean?
See, I can tell we friends. We've been around each other a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've said that for so long. I have said that. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between hearing the sound waves and the waves. It's the difference between hearing a sound wave and listening.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
That's why when mothers would always say, boy, such, and you'd be like, huh? It's like, if you can you can hear. Yeah, I might have heard you. That don't mean I understood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not because I didn't hear you. Clearly, I heard you because I said when you got done with the sentence. After your period, I was like,
Yeah.
Then you start yelling at me. If you can you can hear. You are absolutely correct. I heard the sound waves, but I didn't understand what you were saying. So just because I heard you don't mean you understand, you know?
Right.
So I completely agree. You know what I'm saying?
And some people don't have the capability to understand, you know. It's not their fault that, you know, that sometimes we might be moving in the higher frequency, and the things that we're talking about is beyond their scope of comprehension. And, you know, we have to take that into consideration too, that sometimes we just talking to people that ain't in the same frequency as we are.
Okay, let's take that into consideration right now. Let's say you dealing with somebody, male, female, it don't matter, but since we talk about relationships, we'll focus on the women, right? What if you are What if you are speaking a language that she doesn't understand? Clearly, I don't mean English. You know what I'm saying? She understands that. We both understand English. You know what I'm saying? We both took grammar in school. So she understands English. But what if she doesn't understand the way that you specifically communicate? Whose job is it to adapt to the other? Is it our job to adapt to the way they listen? Is it their job to adapt to the way we communicate, and vice versa? Like, how is that supposed to go?
It should be our job. It should be our job to establish how the line of communication is to go between us. Because from an emotional standpoint, you really can't establish no firm logic reason out of things. You know what I mean? So if I allow a woman to establish the communication, I feel that it'd be more an emotional based interaction, emotionally charged of what I feel, how I feel, more about feelings as opposed to, hey, let's figure out how we can get past this differences or this difference of wavelength and try to come, to an acceptable level of communication. You know what I mean? Because with my baby mamas, this is what I have a problem. I can communicate good with them, and then when they start, spitting out all these expletives, then that's when my mind slips into the defensive stage, and then I get all emotional with them. I get caught up in the emotional rabbit hole, because, like I say, it's still a process. I'm still learning how, to accept verbal abuse, because that's what it is. When the women is talking, they really they know that I can't do nothing to them physically, but verbally I could put all kind of knots on his head and put all kind of knots on his spirit, so that he'll have to deal with that. And I tell him that ain't fair to us. I mean, if I'm trying to communicate with you on a high level, you know what I mean, and you are unable to communicate with me on a high level, you need to say that. Say, hey, I can't. We having a disconnect somewhere. I'm not feeling what you're saying. You ain't feeling what I'm saying. Otherwise it'll just continue to be conflict. You know what I mean? Because they see it how they see it. We gonna see it how we see it. And like I say, we seeing it from two different lenses. Men is seeing it from a problem solving lens. Women is seeing it from, do it make me feel better lens. I mean, I'm not saying sexually or anything like that. I'm just saying, do it make me feel better emotionally? You know what I mean? As opposed to, can I solve this problem, without too much collateral damage? You know what I mean?
Right. P Jizzle. So what's your opinion on the communication dynamic in a relationship? So who is it that needs to bend and sway to the other? Do we have to bend to the way they listen, or should they sway to the way that we communicate?
I kind of think you both have to, really, because if I, all right, for example, like you if I'm communicating to, I can't communicate to her like I can you. Like, we could be aggressive with each other, understand what the heck we're talking about, but if you get automatically aggressive with her, for example, she'll automatically get defensive, flip it around, you ain't taking responsibility, deflecting and getting defensive, then I get defensive. It's a chain reaction. So sometimes you just gotta kind of play it by the mood of how the conversation is really going, because, like, there's been times I'll say something, automatically she gets defensive, starts spitting out stuff. So I have to, okay, so let me calm this down. Hey, chill. And then you got to kind of go another route, because the aggressive part obviously ain't working. So I kind of feel like you both kind of got to play out the situation, really, because just both getting aggressive obviously ain't gonna work. So I feel like you both have to be, and sometimes that's where the communication gets failed, because if it's just you being rational and she's just spitting out stuff like she is to our brother here, you ain't about to receive what she's saying. She definitely ain't gonna receive what you're saying because now you're defensive. You're taking little shots too, just to hurt her little feelings. So I kind of feel like you both have to kind of adapt to each other, or else the communication ain't gonna work anyway.
So let's just take this broad based across the board that we're going to be rational and they're going to be emotional, and that's just what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no what if. I don't think it's this. That's not a what if type situation. Like, well, if we rational and then they're emotional, and if we're trying to do this and they're not, so let's just out the gate just say that they're not going to be reasonable, right? They're not going to be rational because women are just far more emotional than they are rational. That's not necessarily a good or bad thing. It just kind of like all things just depends on how it's used. Like water. Water is not a good or bad thing. It can be both. Poison is not a good or bad thing. It can be useful. It can be detrimental. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just depends on its use. But when the irrationality of a woman is conflicting with our rational way of putting things, if the woman's emotional state is clashing with our non-emotional state, to where now neither of us are rational and both of us are emotional, and so now we just, what happens next? Because I'm gonna tell you, like, normally I'm just curious as to what happens with other people, because this is what I do. Like, I retract.
Yeah, same.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll just be like, I don't want to talk no more, and I'll bounce. You know what I'm saying? And then I just go. It goes back to what we were saying earlier. I just want to be alone now.
Hey, look, and that's the extent of your coping mechanism. So it's up to us to develop better coping mechanisms, so that because a situation like that could end up festering. You know, okay, I do need a little time so that I can, you know, calm down a little bit and pull my emotions back in. But that's when I need to say, you know, hey, I understand that she being emotional, so I have to sit there and I have to work through those emotions if I want to have a successful interaction with that person. And like I keep saying, that's just like being a recovering alcoholic. It's a day by day, step by step type of thing, you know, especially from people coming from where we come from, where the only emotion that we know is really anger and, you know, destruction. And, you know, so for us to sit down and say, okay, I understand fully, just like playing chess, I understand fully this move right here. Now it's up to me how I'm going to counter this move. You know what I mean? And that's where we get in trouble, that we counter it with, okay, let me retract, because that's the only thing that I know how to do. That whenever I don't like a situation, I'm gonna remove myself from the situation. But we dealing with other people, and that's where we dealing with somebody that we supposed to be able to communicate with on the sacred level. I'm supposed to be able to communicate with you like I can't communicate with anybody else. You know what I mean? So, you know, and I mean, because that's what I do too. I retract too, and let me go over here and process what's going on, so it don't escalate into something else that shouldn't be going on. But then that kind of, like I say, sometimes that kind of exacerbates the situation more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, but it shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it shouldn't. But
at that time, there should be understanding, shouldn't it?
Like that. Well, that's the part where they have to recognize that. Okay, I'm recognizing these signs, and they mature enough to say, okay, let's just table this conversation and have this conversation another time, because we both are getting a little heated, getting a little out of. That's where, like you said, it'll take both people to really, you know, at that point to say, hey, I recognize that your triggers is going on, and then you recognize that my triggers is going on. So instead of clashing and not coming to an understanding. Let's just table this conversation. But that's where both parties have to be mature enough to table the conversation. You know what I mean? It can't be no, oh, let me get the last word, or okay, we'll table it, we'll get back to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, I think my problem is once my triggers are triggered and I empty the clip, you know what I'm saying? Once my triggers are triggered and I done empty the clip, it take a few days for my gun barrel to cool down.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it take a few days because it been ringing. You know what I'm saying? I done let it pop off, and so it might take a few days for me to get, because I go through stages rather. You know what I'm saying? I go through stages, right? So, with that being the case, yeah.
Who's that, Brett?
Yeah. I go through stages, you know. So my first stage is decompress, right? That's my first stage. So I gotta go decompress. Then I get to thinking about, okay, what the fuck just happened? You know what I'm saying? Because that, whatever the fuck it was not my intention. And despite any woman's belief that we just want to argue, that is the most preposterous shit that I've ever heard in my life. We do not. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, it's decompress, question, Roy Robinson.
So you basically go through the 5 stages brief, huh?
I go through my own stages of grief and recovery. You know what I'm saying? So it's decompress, process what the fuck just happened, right? After that, it's an assessment. You know what I'm saying? It's an assessment of, you know, cost benefit assessment, right?
Right.
So it's like, okay, what is it going to cost me to prove this point? And is this point, does it mean enough for me to prove? What's up, Brett?
Right.
Is this point important enough for me to prove? That's Doughboy Butcher, Brett. I don't think he can see the top of your face.
And it's also watching what you say too, because I'm quick to say some stuff, and they're like, you know, without thinking, because I'm, instead of thinking about what I'm about to say first, I'll just say that shit, and then I got to hear about it for the next 6 months. Well, you said such and such, you know, so I got to work on that too. Just not being so quick to try to take that jab, you know, since you're trying to hurt me right now, I'm about to say something that's gonna hurt your feelings type stuff, and that's what I do with too.
I could say I could say that's one thing that I'm good at not doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't take, well, I had it was drilled into me, you know what I'm saying? Like my pops used to drill that into me since I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? You got to think before you speak, so then you don't have to apologize later for saying something you didn't mean. Make sure you say what you mean and mean what you say. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm really like, if I said it, I meant that shit. If I was like, fuck you, I meant that shit. I'm not taking it back. You know what I'm saying?
But that don't mean that I don't love you today, though, goddammit.
It don't mean what?
That I don't love you today, though, goddammit. It was fuck you in that moment, but right now I still love you, baby.
Hey, it might be fuck you right now, but I can still love you and be like, I'm not fucking with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't care who it. Listen, the only thing, hey man, hey, I'm glad the homie on this on the pod tonight, man, because I need to say this because this is something I've been telling people for decades. When me and this dude first became friends, and we realized that we was closer than just than us and some of the other homies, you know what I'm saying? we had a whole conversation. I don't know if you remember this, right? But let me draw back to your recollection. We was like, well, actually, I think he said to me, he was like, homie, we friends, man, but I just need to let you know something. When I'm friends with somebody, bro, just don't never cross me, because I can deal with somebody that is an enemy crossing me, stab me in the back or something like that. But when I consider somebody a friend, I do you worse than my worst enemy. And I was like, I feel the same motherfucking way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I can deal with my enemy crossing me. You supposed to do that. What I can't deal with a friend crossing me like that. You know what I'm saying? I can reward loyalty. You know what I'm saying? And disloyalty gets condemned, like condemnation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, I've been telling motherfuckers that for years, and I need people to put a face to that quote.
You know, that's kind of, but that,
I need everybody to put a face to that quote.
You know, that's kind of like with the female. You know, that's kind of how, you know. See, let me back up just a little bit and say that being emotional is not a bad thing. We not condemning being emotional. We're not castigating emotions and invalidating emotions, because we have to be emotional too. But when I be emotional with you and I be vulnerable with you as a man and you my woman, and then there's certain things that you do, and then I feel betrayed or whatnot, and it could be some little stuff like calling me out of my name. You know, I'm a man. Why would you ever call me out of my name? Just period, point blank. You know, and then like you say, like you just said, I have to decompress, and in that decompression, I have to say that she was being emotional. She didn't really mean that. I can overlook it. It don't really affect me. You know, okay, let me go ahead on and slide past that, you know. And I think that that's the same dynamic. I feel more betrayed by a person that I got trust and confidence in, you know, like if, I mean, I know you might not have had this experience, but you get into the argument with the baby mama, and then she get to telling all your business, all this and all that, and do and that to me, that's betrayal, because I told you these things in confidence. I told you these things when I was being vulnerable and allowed my emotions to be shared and things like that. And for you to go do that, to me, that's the same thing. You confidence, you betraying me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, on that same note, even if what you said to them, like you said, during vulnerable moments, is thrown back at you at a later date. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because it's crazy how women can remember something that you said 15 years ago, but can't remember what you said 5 minutes ago.
Right.
I don't understand how that works.
Right. And then
you remember what I said 10 years ago, but you don't remember what I just told you?
Right. And then that made me not want to be vulnerable anymore. Like, you know, I can't share my vulnerability with this person that I'm supposed to be able to share my vulnerability with.
Yeah.
You know? And now I can't do that, because I know you're gonna throw that in my face. Like, I'm gonna be looking for like a motherfucking job. Like, oh shit, she finna throw it, you know. Oh, she finna throw it, you know. No, I should never have to worry about that type of thing, you know.
And then both parties claim that the other party is being defensive, right?
Yeah.
Like both the man and the woman in these relationships will always claim, well, I can't say nothing because you're gonna get defensive. Well, I can't say nothing.
Right.
Some honey. because you're gonna get defensive, right? And it's like both of you are right, but why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you getting defensive? Where are your receipts to where you have the moral high ground to say you're getting defensive against me, and then I gotta provide mine too? Like, why am I being defensive? Like, what triggers have you caused and spurred within me to cause me to get defensive? I go through all that during my whole phases and stages part,
Yeah.
you know, like that's like the next part. What can I do better? How could I have communicated that in a way to where she didn't get so emotional, you know what I'm saying, to where we didn't get that result?
Right. That's why
that you're right, man. You ain't got to prove that you're right. Like you both can be right. You know, sometimes it feels like in my situations that either I'm right or she right. And it don't have to be that way. You know, we could both be right. We just have to come to that understanding and agree to disagree. But sometimes it's not like that. You got to prove you're right, or you got to prove she's right, or vice versa. And that's one of the things I get tired of, for real.
Bro, I can come with 2 + 2 is 4, and somehow I'm wrong. Like,
Yeah.
If I'm right, I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, and that may not be how it is, but that's exactly how it feels.
Have you
You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever thought that's the problem, that you trying to figure out who's trying to be right and who's trying to be wrong? You know, it's your opinion.
No, it's not even that I'm trying to figure out who's right. I know good and goddamn well I'm right. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about who's right, because in all seriousness, you know what I'm saying? Like, in all seriousness, it's not really about trying to figure out who's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am just trying to effectively communicate.
Right.
That's what I believe the goal of any relationship is. I don't care if it's you and your woman, you and your homeboy, you and your family, you and your brother, you and your friends, whoever. Effectively communicate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and however that is, you know what I'm saying? Like, and man, I don't know if you remember this, but when we first met, I didn't cuss. You remember that?
That you didn't?
Yo, boy, I ain't cuss when we first met.
That you didn't cuss when we first met?
I did not cuss.
You didn't cuss when we first met.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
You didn't cuss in that little bitty crack in the hole when we first met.
Hold on. This is before that. I'm talking about when we first met.
Before that. Ah, okay.
When we first met.
When we first. Ah, okay.
Yeah, by then I was cussing. By then I was cussing. You know what I'm saying?
See that?
But it was because of the homies. It was because of the homies that I was cussing. Because if you remember, everybody was like, "Man, I can't understand intelligent cuz." You know what I'm saying? And so I started cussing so these retarded motherfuckers understand what I'm saying.
See, you cuss so much that it erased my memory of the beginning, goddammit.
Oh man.
It was their fault. Like, I don't play the blame game, but I blame the homies for the fact that I cuss.
That's a good point that you brought up about cussing, and that you did cuss, and you know, I feel like that's a part of communication too, that individuals lack the vocabulary to articulate themselves, and because of that, they get flustered and frustrated, and then they just resort back to the expletives, you know, because that's what is easy.
and it really is like expletives just take the thought and the worry out of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to be articulate to cuss, and that's why I didn't cuss at first, because you know I'm listening to my father, I'm listening to all these conscious leaders that's like, you know, a man cusses because they don't have the words to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I always had the words to say. You know, I have been the man of words and letters for almost my whole freaking life. You know, but at the same time, I was like, man, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, ooh, that was a lot easier.
Right.
Hey man, go fuck him up. Okay, they understood that more than, hey, I'm gonna need you to go thrash dude. What?
What did he do?
You want us to do what? Hold on, what you want us to do? Hey man, go fuck him up. Oh, why you didn't say that to begin with? Stupid motherfucker, I did. That's exactly what I said. I just said it in a way that was beyond your ken. You dig?
You know, and that was real inspiration for me to study the dictionary, is because for one, I didn't want people to overtalk me. As I said in the courtroom, they talked over my head, and I was, you know, befuddled and confused and didn't understand none of that what they was talking about. And then I also wanted the original reason that I got a dictionary was to say sex words that people didn't know that I was talking about sex. That's where it started.
And
that's where
you're gonna quit using
my dictionary.
And you gonna quit using my befuddled word, man. You know that's my word. That's one of my favorite words.
What's word?
Befuddled. That's one of my favorite words.
I thought perturbed was one of your favorite words.
Perturbed is one of my favorite words.
Oh, okay, well, that's what we should do. We should
perturbed is one of my.
Remember, we supposed to be being imperturbable anyway. That's the whole problem. We're not being imperturbable.
We're not being imperturbable
because
that is one of the issues.
But the reason why that we're not being imperturbable is because we are allowing ourselves to be vulnerable with the person that we feel like that we can be vulnerable with. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's kind of like playing chess. If I know I'm playing a child, my defense is going to be totally different, as opposed to I know I'm playing a grandmaster. I got a totally different game. And in our vulnerable state, we used to playing this type of game where we have to adapt to, okay, this is a person that I got to be vulnerable with. I have to learn how to accept certain things from this person, as you know, because I'm being vulnerable with this person. And that's where people like us is like, hey, fuck that, you tripping. Because you can test it out.
Yeah, but I think there comes a point in time to where men get tired of sparring, you know what I'm saying, with a woman, sparring with the person that's supposed to be their best friend, sparring with, you know what I'm saying, like it's just this consistent boxing match, kind of like Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. See the segue? You like that segue? The sparring and then going to the Jake. Never mind. Fuck it. Anyway, so let's get to that real quick though, man. That was a good round table about relationships. Oh, real quick before we shift, both of y'all, BBL or natural? Why?
Shit. I need.
Wait, hold that. Just think about it. Just think about it. Don't answer it yet. We're gonna answer that at the end of the show.
I don't even gotta think about it.
At the end of the show.
Shit.
Hold up. Don't answer it yet. We're gonna answer that at the end of the show.
Hey,
now.
And at the end of that little segment you just did, hashtag, when they start texting your homeboys, you know it's over. Hey, Scrap know what I'm talking about. She texted every phone in my damn. You went to the damn AT It got all my numbers and texts trying to figure, who is this? You know it's a rap. All right.
Hey, man.
That's for you, Scratch.
PJ, you ain't shit. Oh, man. Whew. Yeah, that's a hard one to come back from. That's a tough one. That's a toughie. All right. So on July 20th, Arlington, Texas, AT&T Stadium, that's Dallas Cowboys. Mike Tyson is going to be having what they call a professional boxing match. Like, it's a professional fight with Jake the YouTuber Paul. I wouldn't give a damn what he put on his resume talking about he a real fighter. Punk, you ain't fought nothing but Nate Robinson and another YouTuber. And just because you knocked Nate Robinson the fuck out, knocked him, I'm talking about when I say the fuck, he knocked Nate Robinson the fuck out. He knocked buddy. I was on Nate Robinson for a whole year after he got knocked out. Man. He knocked Nate Robinson the fuck out. So I gave him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I give him a modicum of credit for that, even though that was just a street fight against a basketball player. Everybody know basketball players can't fight. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know basketball players can't fight. They be pump faking. You know what I'm saying? So you beat up a dunk champion. And, you know, so, and then he did the little exhibition thing with Mayweather, you know, which was some bullshit. And then you got Mike Tyson. His last fight was against Roy Jones Jr. What a lot of people really don't know about that fight was there was a no knockout clause in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, Roy, he could not knock out Roy Jones Jr. And by all accounts, he could have. Roy Jones Jr. was hanging on to that boy for dear life. Yeah. Like, hanging on. Like, it wasn't nothing but wrap-ups. You know what I'm saying? But Mike couldn't knock him out because it was in the contract that he couldn't knock him out, because they said, because Roy Jones Jr. picked up that fight hella late. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was supposed to Mike was supposed to fight somebody else. They dropped out. Roy Jones Jr. got that fight within the last month, maybe 90 days before the fight. Took the fight, put a no knockout clause in it to where Mike couldn't even hit him with all of his power. But if Jake Paul and him, because they already said it's not going to be headgear in this fight, so there's no headgear. And if it's a professional fight, if they peg it as a professional fight, there's no headgear, professional fight. If they at least go 8 rounds and there's no knockout clause, the only way that this fight sees the 4th round is if it's in the contract, because this is liable to be one of them 2nd or 3rd round knockouts.
One of them, I went to get the popcorn and damn, I done paid $90 and it's over with.
I done paid $90 and this fight is over with.
Like, what the fuck?
Be like, hey y'all, I turned the fight about to start. All right, let me go use the bathroom real quick. You go use the bathroom, come back, and they rolling the credits.
Hey, they just rang the bell and it's over with already.
I'm telling you, by the time, if there's no knockout clause in this fight, by the time you butter and salt your popcorn, this shit liable to be over.
Yeah, I know.
Don't go piss.
I know everybody keep talking about, oh, Tyson is old and this and that. Man, that man is a professional beast. Are you serious? Even at 60%, he is still a fucking beast. He still can make your eye talk like Mitch Green's eye was talking.
Listen. If all people gotta do is watch Mike Tyson's training videos.
Man, this motherfucker is still a beast.
Oh, that dude is still hard.
And he didn't got
That dude could get back in the ring right now and beat half the heavyweights.
And he didn't got
right
hit
now
by some hard people. He didn't got hit by some hard hitting people. So I don't think that Jake Paul hit hard as Evander Holyfield or Lennox Lewis or none of them people.
He don't hit hard as Lennox Lewis. He don't hit hard as Big Boy. He don't hit hard as Larry Holmes.
Right.
He don't hit hard as George Foreman. He don't hit hard as none of them. He don't hit. He definitely don't hit hard as he don't hit hard as Evander.
Yeah.
He don't hit hard as Evander. You know what I'm saying? But but plus they not in the same weight class. So that's the first thing. Second thing, he will get outclassed and outboxed by Mike Tyson, because while everybody always tried to peg Mike Tyson as a brawler, which he was, Mike Tyson could box.
Yeah,
Mike Tyson's footwork and his head work is some of the best that ever was.
Man, it was phenomenal, man.
His footwork is ridiculous.
It was just when he unleashed his punches, it looked like he was brawling, but he just set all that shit up with the little fake and bob and then got in there on you. And man.
Because the whole point is to not let you in there. And so the fact that he got in there says that he's doing something.
Doing something. He right there in your chest. So, oh shit.
I just hope
this nigga throwing bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hold on. How 1 second this dude is like 6 feet away from me, and next thing you know, he's in the box. and we going. Come on, man. He's doing, man, listen. I pray. Little baby Jesus. Somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, please let there be a no knockout, or let there be a knockout clause. Like, a no knockout clause. No knockout clause. Please let Mike Tyson be able to knock this boy out. You know what I'm saying? Because he needs a reality check that he is a YouTuber and not a boxer.
Not a boxer.
You know what I'm saying? He is not a boxer.
But you an entertainer, man. You an entertainer, man. You ain't ready for no. I mean, like I said, a 60% Mike Tyson is still better than your 100%.
But he's thinking because he done beat up other YouTubers that he can. Who did?
Hey, how did that work for Kimbo? That's all I gotta say, man.
It didn't.
Kimbo, hold on. Hey, Kimbo won his first UFC fight. Now, hold on. Now.
He did what?
He won the first UFC fight. Yeah, he went from the YouTube to the UFC.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still that's still a totally different reach from street fighting. You know what I mean?
But he got ran out the octagon because all that just he was a street fighter.
Eventually he did. But I'm just saying
he was a street fighter.
He got his one little win. He got his one little win.
He got his 1 little win.
He got his 15 minutes of fame.
He did.
And buddy beat the shot of it. Oh,
that shit did not work out for Kimbo Slice though.
That was like
Kimbo got in there. It was like, well, I'm just who was that? And they got in there.
Who was that wrestler that got in there?
What's the name?
That real big wrestler.
Yeah. He tried it twice. Didn't work either time.
Man, I feel sorry for him. The Santos is beating the shit out of his ass. I was like, oh my god,
what the hell?
I don't remember dude's name, but I know who you're talking about.
I don't either. He was a popular wrestler too. It's crazy I don't remember his name.
He's a big ass motherfucker, big as fuck.
Yeah,
And the little
Yeah, every time he would get his ass kicked in the UFC, he would go back to the WWE.
Yeah.
What the hell was that motherfucker's name? I can't remember his name. It's crazy that that's gonna bug me because I know I got his face in my head. Blonde head dude,
Brock Lesnar,
big old dude.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, there it is.
Brock Lesnar. Sure was Brock Lesnar. That dude tried it twice. He came to UFC, got his ass kicked, left, went back to WWE, came back to UFC, got his ass kicked again, and went back to WWE again. He thinking because he big that he just going, no, man. Them dudes is whacking his legs, get him down on the ground.
But he was a real good wrestler, though. He was like a collegiate wrestler, so he had a wrestling background.
Yeah.
He wasn't ready for all that other kick you in your leg and that motherfucker start hurting all the way up your body shit.
Now see, that's why I always talk. It's people that that used to ask me, man, would you ever fight in UFC? Hell no. I'm a boxer. I'm a boxer and I can wrestle.
Like that.
Hey man, I used to tell people all the time.
After that, if you beat me up like that and beat them guys up, I'm gonna be in the parking lot. Damn it, this UFC gonna be over with.
I already told. I'm like, man, I'm a boxer and I can wrestle. You kick me in the face, I'm gonna shoot you.
I'm telling you, man.
My legs are too little to be kicking me in my shit.
Hey man, don't kick me in my shin. All them shin kicks, they be. Hey man, hell no,
bro. That's why I quit playing soccer.
I used to tell Keith Casey that shit all the time. Like, nigga, why you always trying to kick, nigga? Don't be trying to kick, nigga.
Hey man, but I'm telling you, that shit is effective. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand why it's done. I understand why. Like, my whole perception of fight, like, my dad used to tell me that like a long time ago, because my dad like cold from the shoulders, right? But he would always tell me, son, I'm not a boxer. He used to tell me I'm an ultimate fighter. I'm an ultimate warrior. I can do everything. I can use my legs. I can use my hands. I can wrestle. I can take the fight wherever they want to take it. I just happen to be really good with my hands, so I can knock you out with either hand. And so that started to kind of register with me. Yeah, I ain't about to bite nobody. Fuck that.
Man. Shit, if one of them motherfuckers got me, if one of them motherfuckers put me in one of them UFC hoes, I'ma bite the shit out of them. Shit me. Shit me.
You better let me the fuck go.
Yeah, how else I'm gonna get out of it? This nigga got my arm all twisted all up and shit. How the fuck else I'm gonna get? Nigga, I'm gonna bite a plug out there. Let me go, nigga. Shit.
Oh man. Oh no.
Twisted all over my head and around my back. Nigga, I'm finna bite the shit out of this nigga. You better let me go, nigga. Shit.
But that's why I used to love watching Royce Gracie in there, man, because they was little. But then back when he was doing that shit, they'd have 5 fights a night. You know, it wasn't one every few months. Them was boy.
I swear, Royce Gracie, he was the shit though.
Man, but he took a beating though. Goddamn, he took a beating.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
I mean, but watching Royce Gracie, like I remember this one fight. He was on his back, and that's when I realized that just because the person is on their back, don't mean they the ones losing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude was on his back, and the dude was twice his size too. Yeah. And Gracie had his arm, and the other dude was just standing over him, and he hit him one time, and he cocked back to hit him again, and then he went and started tapping out. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And then it shows the other another camera angle. Gracie got his arm about to rip that whole motherfucker out of his socket. was like, whoa. So that's why he tapped out. He hit him with that one whack, hoping that he would let him go, and he didn't. Man, as soon as he was about to hit him again, Gracie did something, and man, he was about to pull that dude's whole elbow out of socket if he wouldn't have tapped.
And come back out 30 minutes later and do it again. Against another motherfucker twice his size.
None
For real.
motherfucker.
Everybody was twice his size. I'm just saying about that Mike Tyson fight, though. My thing about that, my biggest pet peeve is this: it's dudes who had to fight half their life to get a fight with Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you had to be one of the top contenders in the world in that weight class to get a fight with Mike Tyson, and now all you gotta do is talk shit on YouTube and you can get a fight. That's some bullshit. I just think that's some bullshit. Which is another reason why I hope Mike Tyson knocks this motherfucker into next week.
Well,
to teach all the rest of these YouTubers a lesson.
Hey, that's the day and time that we in, though. That, you know, this is entertainment, big entertainment, you know.
Man, if that's the case, I wish I wouldn't have never had surgery. I'd have called out Sugar Ray Leonard.
Well,
I wish.
I'd have prayed for you. You know how to go.
Know why?
Probably get heart surgery.
Oh, who?
Damn.
Another.
Man, hey man, don't do that. Like, I ain't. Don't do that.
Sugar Ray Leonard, man, come on now, man. God dang, now I know we supposed to be high on ourselves and, you know, all of those type of things. But Sugar Ray Leonard, come on, bro. He to pinch your ears back. That nigga hit hard too, for real. Truth be told, that nigga hit hard too.
You said that like I hit South. The fuck?
But man, bro, no, man, no, man. You can't get defensive. Hey, you can't get defensive about my opinion.
Too late. Too late.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm just saying, man. Sugar Ray, man. Oh my goodness. He was a nasty boy too, man, for real, man.
Hey, so you gotta understand this. Sugar Ray Leonard was one of my two favorite middleweights of all time. You know what I'm saying? Sugar Ray Leonard and Bernard Hopkins was my two favorite middleweights of all time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, and I don't necessarily think I'm hyping myself up, but I know what I could do when I was in tip-top shape. I ain't talking about now. You know what I'm saying? But don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm not trying to dissuade you or, you know, discourage your thinking, but I'm just saying, man.
I done beat up groups of people.
Hey,
the fuck?
Hey, this man is
by my goddamn self.
This man is a professional assassin, man. And them motherfuckers used to fight long. It wasn't no motherfucking they get knocked out in the. Them motherfuckers was fighting 12 and 15 rounds and shit. Nigga, you got some win like that?
Not now.
It depends on when you talking about. If you talking about right now, hell no. I'm trying to get this fight over as quick as possible. If you talking about right now, it ain't even about to be no boxing match. I'm about to pull out some other shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm pulling out some of this shit my daddy taught me. We ain't doing no boxing. The whole time my hands is gonna be like this. We about to do some other shit. I ain't gonna hit you with a closed fist not one time, but I'm gonna fuck you up. I ain't got no win like that right now.
Hey, shit, the motherfucking bones don't even heal no more, goddamn it.
That's why, hey, no, fuck all that punching with closed fists and shit. Nah, I'm hitting pressure points. Fuck all that. Like, I know how to do other shit to box. So I did that shit. I did that shit when I was younger, just because I thought, you know what I'm saying, that was the shit to do, you know. But nah, fuck all that now.
Yeah, motherfucker don't got time. I got shit to do, man. Let me get you.
I got shit to do.
Get y'all out the way, man.
I ain't even got, for real, I ain't even got time to fight no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, and in all seriousness, right? In all seriousness, like I say, I'm such a peaceful dude right now, and all I want is fucking peace. I don't have time for pistols. I don't have time to fight. I don't have time for none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am going to try to talk you out of me having to kick your ass. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
You know, that's my thing. And I'm not going to do it in a way to where, you know, I'm trying to talk you out of me kicking your ass. It's like, hey, man, how about we just go our separate ways? We don't have to have no conflict. I really don't want a problem with you. I don't want to fight you. Why don't we just go our separate ways? I'll go my way, you go your way, and we both have nice days. And then that's that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus, hey, man, don't maybe have to beat your ass because you don't know, you ain't taking a motherfucking hit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say it like that. Because that's picking a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's picking a fight. But
unbelievably, I'm the same way. I just be like, hey, man, you know, I'm in my lane and you just stay in your lane, man. And I'm, you know, keep going, you know. And even when people do get in my lane, I didn't learn, like I say, how to, you know, not be so reactive, not be reactionary. I have to, you know, just be sometimes be like, hey, okay, it ain't even worth it. You know, like, hey, okay, that's how you feel. All right, buddy. You know, you have to really, you know, show your seasoning in some situations, you know what I mean? And I just let a lot of shit just go, you know, like, because you don't really know that if I go off, that it ain't going to be good for you. So I don't even need, I know where I'm going, but you don't know where I'm going. So I'm going to just keep us from going there because, you know what I mean? It ain't what I really want. It ain't really what you want. And I just, you know, so, you know, and then that's the good thing being over here in Denver. People don't know me. So I let a whole lot of stuff slide, you know, because I really don't feel the pressure to live up to Demon. You know what I mean? I could be Antonio, you know, and you know, so when people say stuff, I just be like, hey, all right, buddy. Hey, have a good day, buddy. God bless you. Hey, you know, whatever, you know, as opposed to, oh, nigga, what you say? Oh, nigga, let's go, you know, handle this shit. And, you know, but sometimes I'll be catching myself at like I'll be at a job and shit, like the last job I had. It was this little young dude and he kept talking crazy to people and did. And so when it was my turn for him to talk to me, I said, hey, buddy, let's go out in the back and talk about it, man. I don't want to talk about it in the public. Let's just go outside, win, lose, or draw, and we'll get an understanding today, buddy. But out of that talking to me like you talk to the rest of them, that ain't gonna go on no more after this conversation, homie. And then I sat back and thought about, like, damn, that ain't how I shouldn't have been, you know, I should have been more diplomatic about the situation.
Right. Yeah. I'm looking at it like, man, I'm gonna just handle things with peace. You know what I'm saying? Settle it with love and walk away free. You dig? Because like you said, a lot of cats just really just don't know. So I like keeping it like
now,
that. You know.
Now if you paint me in the corner and I ain't got no other options, I warned you beforehand. Like the route will be heard, you know. So now the venom is flowing. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you. All right, man. Check this out. BBL or natural? Let's get to it. P Jizzle, BBL or natural, and why?
Now, what you mean? Like looking at it, or laying up with it?
Nah, like what would you prefer in
My person.
Yeah.
Now, don't get it wrong. I love looking at both, but my person, I want all natural. It just for real. You know, I mean, I've had my hands on both before, and you can still tell by feeling it. It's just not the same to me. You know what I mean? I'll take all natural personally over that. Just feels right. It's just sometimes it's mental. You know what I mean? And I just feel like sometimes this is false advertising when it comes. I love to look at them, but this is false advertising to me.
Yeah.
You Mom said hi, Scratch.
Hey, what's going on, Moms?
He said hi, Mama. She going back.
Doughboy Butcher.
Back to Denver tomorrow.
Oh, have a safe trip.
Have a safe trip.
I'm going.
Doughboy Butcher.
I'm going with all natural. Because when you really look at them people with that, man, they look awkward. Like I was in the casino one time and the lady booty just looked like it was just sitting on her back or something. And I was like, that is not attractive to me, you know. I want some booty cheeks that kind of, you know, droop down, and when you hit them, you know that they real, because they can, you know, all of that old, and then them fake lips and all of that. That shit is, man, that is not cute to me at all. It look like you sick or something, like you didn't have an adverse effect to Botox or something. Some natural big lips, like who is that? Tina Thompson? No, is that her name? Oh, no, not Tina Thompson.
Yes, it is.
The one that used to play for,
yes, that's Tina
Thompson.
Thompson.
Play for Houston.
Yeah, that's Tina Thompson.
She has some of the sexiest lips ever, boy. That was the whole reason I used to watch the WNBA, so I could see them big ass, juicy lips, and that shit was so sexy. But this shit that they got,
damn.
This fool, I bet his phone died. This fool's phone died. He did have a point about Tina Thompson's lips, so I definitely
did.
I definitely understand. I definitely feel him about that, right? He tried to get back in. Hold up.
There he is.
Jackass.
He got so excited about her lips, boy. He started hitting
he got so excited about Tina Thompson, his whole shit just collapsed.
Man, she got some sexy lips, I swear, man. And them was all natural. Them was her lips. Them wasn't no Botox. It wasn't no.
Yeah.
Them was her lips, and that just was, man. Ooh.
Yeah, she grew them. Yeah, she grew them.
That one. Who else I used to say it had some sexy lips? Damn. That one. Her name is Kerry Washington or whatever. That be on the West Wing or whatever. The light skinned chick.
Oh yeah.
She has some lips. Man, Missy Elliott has some nice lips. But all this new age lips, no, I'm cool on that. I am cool on that right there. You look ridiculous.
So I don't have no experience. I've seen chicks with BBLs. I've never felt nothing that's a BBL, you know what I'm saying? But just looking at it, like the homie said, it just don't look right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like if your legs is that big and your ass is that big, that don't even look right. You know what I'm saying? Like you got thighs that that look like arms and your ass look like 4 basketballs. Come on now, that shit don't even look right.
Proportion,
You
yeah.
dig? That shit is abnormal looking as
And
fuck,
that's what it
and
is.
that
It's
shit is
disproportionate.
not appealing to me. It's completely
That's what it is.
disproportionate. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
you know why?
again, your
you know
legs
why?
is right here, and your ass is way back here. Come on,
And you
now.
know why it's disproportionate? Because they can't be black women and they trying to.
I'm talking about black women that'll get that shit done.
Yeah, some of them do, but mostly it be them Mexicans and white ladies that be getting that in their lips and they.
No.
Well,
They do it
Well,
too, but it's a lot. It's a lot of sisters getting that shit.
I see more Mexicans and white people in Denver got it going on.
But goddamn, it's
About to say,
Denver.
you see
of
more of
course.
them anyway, though.
Because it's Denver. But down here in the city,
Perfect
look,
example, bro, is like when the homies, when we was in there, would only do chest and no legs.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about. And then you look there, they got little, you know a few of them.
they got them California
It's
legs.
like, how you standing on them sticks? Nigga, how the fuck?
They got them California legs. You look like this up top, and then down low you look like this.
You know,
You know what I mean?
we seen it a lot, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
But the thing is though, like why? I really want to get the women's opinion as to why they would want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you risk your life?
Yeah, like DC Flywhite.
Doing
like
this.
DC Flywhite. She was bad as a motherfucker. What?
DC Young
did you-
Fly.
How's you
Yeah.
going through that? You was bad as a motherfucker already. So what? You got a little bitty pouch. That's hey, let me play with the pouch. God damn it.
Alright. So man, I'm gonna tell you what. Anytime y'all wanna hop back on the pod, man, y'all just let me know. I appreciate y'all getting on here tonight, man. This was dope. Even though it was like 2 or 3 of the fellas that matter of fact, not 2 or 3, it was 3 of the fellas that was supposed to be on here that didn't make it tonight, man. Shout out to Muggs, shout out to Reese, shout out to School. You know what I'm saying? There was the homies that was supposed to be on here tonight with us. We're gonna catch them on we'll probably catch them on the next time. You know what I'm saying? So until then, man, it's been your man with my homies, you dig? And there's more homies to come on these guest appearances on Notoriously Opinionated. Tune in next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Notoriously Opinionated on Facebook and YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. And until next week, I'm out.
All right, man.
Peace.
Love, bro.
Love.